Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Reel and Rudder, where we take the cinematic bullets so you don't have to. Breaking down what's worth your popcorn and what deserves to stay in the bargain bin and be deep six to Davy Jones, saving you time, money, and possibly even your sanity. But life's too short for terrible movies, and we've already suffered for you. Let's get into it. So for tonight's review, we're going to be going over The Conjuring: Last Rites, starring Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, created in 2025 and has newly been released. And as always, remember that, we base all of our reviews on the same grading criteria, which are story and plot, characters and acting, editing and pacing, emotional impact, theme and message, and originality and creativity. But before we dive into this review, let's get a little bit of history and background on the real story behind the Warrens. So Ed and Lorraine Warren were real-life paranormal investigators whose work inspired the Conjuring film franchise. Ed, a self-taught demonologist, and Lorraine, a clairvoyant medium, founded the New England Society for Psychic Research in 1952, one of the first organizations of its kind dedicated to studying supernatural phenomena. But over their decades-long career, the Warrens investigated more than 10,000 cases, ranging from possessed homes to haunted objects. Some of their most famous cases include the Annabelle doll of 1970s, Amityville Horror in 1976, the Enfield Poltergeist in 1977, or even the Perron family haunting in 1971, which was the basis for the original Conjuring in 2013. But while skeptics have challenged many of the Warrens' claims, their influence on modern paranormal lore is undeniable. They popularized the idea of demonic hauntings, household exorcisms, and the spiritual battle between fate and the supernatural. So how do the Warrens tie into The Conjuring: Last Rites? Well, The Conjuring: Last Rites is a story that takes the Warrens beyond New England to the heart of the Catholic Church in Rome, as they assist the Vatican with a powerful new possession case. But while there's no historical record of the Warrens officially working with the Vatican, the idea is rooted in their real-life reputation for handling the Church's unofficial paranormal cases. The movie builds on themes consistent with their true legacy: faith as both weapon and weakness, the cost of spiritual warfare, and the strain that years of confronting evil took on their marriage and their health. In real life, Ed suffered from health problems later on in his career, and Lorraine often spoke about how draining psychic work could be, both elements that you will see dramatized within this film. The Conjuring: Last Rites essentially serves as a fictional final chapter of the Warren story, a mix of fact and faith, and frightening good Hollywood exaggeration, paying tribute to the couple who blurred the line between the real and the supernatural for generations. So a quick synopsis of The Conjuring: Last Rites. It's 1964 and Ed and Lorraine Warren are just trying to enjoy their pregnancy and not accidentally summon Satan. But when a haunted mirror at a local curio shop starts throwing more shade than a jealous ex, Lorraine gets a horrifying vision and goes into labor. The baby is stillborn until Lorraine pulls off the first documented holy CPR. Thus baby Judy Warren enters the world, half miracle, half magnet for paranormal nonsense. Fast forward 22 years and the Smurl family moves into a house that practically screams we're haunted. Please turn back. Grandpa gives Heather an antique mirror for her confirmation because nothing says congrats on your faith journey like a demonic decor piece. The family soon learns the mirror's reflection include not just their faces, but also a trio of moody ghosts, an old lady, a younger lady, and a guy with an axe who clearly missed his anger management classes. Meanwhile, the Warrens are retired. Ed's heart is fragile and Lorraine's psychic hotline is on Do Not Disturb. But when their daughter Judy starts getting supernatural panic attacks during dinner, it's clear the family's business isn't quite finished. Cue the Catholic chaos. A priest gets demon slammed, a mirror gets power hungry, and Judy gets possessed faster than you can say holy smokes. Ed nearly flatlines. Lorraine plays tag with Beelzebub in the basement, and Judy decides that the best way to help is to start hanging herself. Because apparently no one in this franchise believes in therapy. But through the power of faith, family, and sheer franchise stamina, the Warrens smash the mirrors, save their daughter, and store the evil remains in their basement museum, right next to the doll that's definitely not winking. In the end, Judy gets her wedding, Ed gets his nitroglycerin pills, and Lorraine gets a peaceful vision of the future, assuming the toaster doesn't start speaking Latin again. So let's dive into the review for The Conjuring, Last Rite. So for story and plot, we gave it a 4, engaging and well-paced. The plot follows our favorite paranormal power couple as they tackle fresh demonic dilemmas that somehow manage to make your Alexa feel suspiciously possessed. It's the same haunted house meets holy water formula, but executed with enough new twists to make you forget you've been watching this franchise since bell bottoms were fashionable again. So for characters and acting, we also gave this a 4. Well-acted and developed characters. Our stars continued to treat demonic busting like Oscar training camp. Their chemistry could exercise a spirit without dialogue. Their support cast does their best, terrified furniture impressions, lots of wide eyes, trembling hands, and gasps, but honestly, they sell it. Even the demon deserves an Emmy for their commitment. So for editing and pacing, we also gave this a 4 for tight, smooth, and immersive pacing. This movie moves faster than a priest with a flight to catch. The scares are well timed, the build-up is crisp, and the editing ensures you barely have time to check your popcorn for ghost hands. No endless filler, just pure cinematic caffeine. So for emotional impact, we also gave this a 4, consistently engaging emotionally. So between the few jump scares and the tender "we still believe in love and Jesus" moments, you might just shed a tear or scream loud enough to lose one. It's a roller coaster of fear and feels, the kind of ride you exit laughing nervously and clutching your cross necklace a little bit tighter. So for theme and message, we gave this one a 3. Understandable but familiar ideas. The message is the same as always. Faith conquers fear, love conquers evil, and Ed Warren conquers drywall damage. It's heartfelt, but we've been to this sermon before. So on originality and creativity, we also gave this a 3. Familiar ideas with decent execution. Let's be honest, this isn't reinventing the horror wheel. It's polishing it, blessing it with a little bit of holy water, and spinning it at full speed. Creativity lies in execution, not the concept. But who needs innovation when you can still land scares like this? So what's our final verdict on The Conjuring, Last Rite? Holy, but haunted fun. The Rotten reviews out there gave this one a 63%, but on our channel we gave this a little bit higher of a rating at 73%. The Conjuring, Last Rite is that last slice of pizza. Predictable, familiar, but undeniably satisfying. The Warrens prove once again they can still outscream, outpray, and outdemon everyone else in horror cinema. As always, we'd like to thank you again for stopping by. Remember to hit the like and subscribe on the way out the door, and we're going to have some more reviews coming your way very shortly. Have a good night, everybody.